Josh Green here for Tungsten Tales. Delighted to be joined by darts manager from the sports management company, Mr. Mac Elkin. How are we doing, mate? You all good?
Yeah, I'm all good, Josh. Thanks, mate.
Yeah. Exciting times for a number of your players on the horizon with the World Cup back for another year, pairs all the way for the second year as well. What's it like for yourself having all these players playing in such a big tournament and obviously representing their countries?
Well, it's like you said, it's exciting times and the draw's been quite nice. So I'm not saying they can all win the group, but they've all got a chance. So it's been quite good for them. I think Belgium, who were the main team, to be honest, out all my players, have got the hardest draw of the lot. But yeah, I'm happy. If we can get a few through to the knockout stages, that'll be good. But we'll see. But like you said, it's exciting times, and I love the World Cup. It's a great tournament, and it gives some of the unknown players a stage to go on as well, which is really nice.
How does it differ from your standpoint from managing a player in an individual tournament, as we see all year round, to when you've got to manage somebody who's part of a pair or part of a team?
Well, I'll just do the same. I just manage the player. I look after my player, depending on who the other player is. Sometimes, obviously, the higher class players have got a manager who would probably be there as well. But if not, then they'll come and ask me for advice, or if they need something doing, they'll ask me, and I'll look after both. I have no problem.
Do you notice that there's maybe a little bit of extra pressure, a little bit of extra nerves from a player when they're representing their country? Is that something that's noticeable?
Well, when I look at Belgium, they always used to feed off representing the country. They always seem to do well in this tournament. So I don't know. I think obviously it's a great honour in any sport to represent the country. I suppose a few players, like when Wadey played for England with Michael Smith, and he started missing a few doubles, and they got beat in the semi-final, I think it was. And Wade is probably the most experienced player we all know, and I was managing him at the time, and he started missing a few doubles and didn't play very well, and they lost that semi-final. So yeah, maybe the pressure does get, because you're representing your country and your nation, and you're not playing for yourself as such, you know, and now it's pairs all the way. I think some players do feel the pressure, yeah, definitely.
We'll chat about a couple of the guys that you've got in the tournament individually. We'll start with Jose. He's obviously not having the best of times individually, but we've seen the World Cup in years gone by. It's been a place where players have really managed to get that form back and find that extra gear. Is that what you're hoping that Jose is able to find this week?
Well, if you look at Hildesheim last week when we had the Pro Tours, Jose played pretty well. Couple of big averages, and then he qualified for the Hildesheim European Tour on the Wednesday, and he won his qualifying game with 107 average. So for somebody that's not playing so well, I know he's had a real bad run of form. A lot of people don't know that his wife was in hospital for 3 months, and he wasn't practicing. He was in the hospital all the time, and then he'd come to a tournament, go straight home, straight to hospital, and where he lives is outside of Madrid. She was in Madrid centre. So it was a 4-hour round trip and then staying at the hospital. So his form considerably dropped off because of that. But not once did he ever make an excuse about that, and he just got on with it. Obviously, it hurt inside because he couldn't do what he was. But I've seen signs, like I say, in Hildesheim, that it's coming back a little bit. And with Jose, he's a confidence player. Once he starts getting a few more wins under his belt, they'll start rolling in. And the World Cup could be the one, because he's the main man. He doesn't even know his partner, doesn't know what he looks like or anything. So it's going to meet him for the first time at the World Cup. And then, obviously, because Jose is the main man, he's got to step up to the mark, and he normally does. Each year he has done. Although last year was quite funny when he had 181 left, and it's a 180. Do you remember that? And then his partner wrote 19 to leave 162, and Jose told him off. You know.
We love Jose, but he can't be telling anybody off for leaving a bogey number. Dimitri Vandenberg, we now know that it's confirmed it will be Dimitri and Kim Huybrechts. When did you sort of learn of that decision? When did Dimi learn of that decision, and how is he feeling about that?
Well, obviously, Kim had a bad injury, a real bad injury. We didn't think he'd make it. We only found out last Monday that Kim was going to play. He got confirmed, although Kim played in Hildesheim as well. And his first two games of the day, or his first game of the day each day, he played absolutely amazing. His next two games were very below par for Kim. So obviously, we found out on the Monday that he was past fit. Obviously, Dimi's a professional dart player. He wants to represent his nation. So yeah, he's happy to play with whoever represents Belgium. Dimi's there for his country and his nation. They will both play together. They're a great partnership, very strong. I believe they could win it. They're so close last year. Great game against Wales, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, they had great games all the way through. The game against Australia was superb. So I'm confident they're going to have a good run again.
We know that they're obviously both excellent players. They've achieved a lot in the game, and in the World Cup, they've proved to be a good pair as well. But is there any concern that the sort of rift between the two, we know the two don't get on particularly well, that could be an issue?
Look, they're both professional players. I'm here already in Frankfurt. I'm going to the football tomorrow back in Cologne. But I drove up today with Damon Heta, so we're in the hotel. There'll be no issues. They'll both be professional. They're both professional dart players. Yes, last year the first day was a little bit over the top, but we iron that out, and it'll be the same this year. They'll be absolutely fine.
Fair enough. Another couple of players, you mentioned Jeffrey de Graaf. He's going to be representing Sweden. Adam Gawlas as well is pairing with Karel Sedlacek again for the Czech Republic. Real opportunities for those guys, and probably teams that will go a little bit under the radar.
Yeah, so when I talk about the draw, I think Sweden have got Spain and Gibraltar. Any of them can win that. I think they're all pretty even. And Jeffrey at the moment is in the form of his life. He's playing some superb darts, and we know what Oscar can do. So I think Sweden are quite strong. I really do. And the whole Three Nations is only Jeffrey with a tour card. So, you know, and if he keeps playing the way he's been playing and Oscar follows him, then everything can be great for them. Adam and Carol always play well. Well, I say always play well. One plays well, or the other plays well. Perhaps this year they'll both play well and they can go far. Again, favourable draw. Everyone can beat anyone in this. And like I said, I think Belgium's got the hardest draw of everybody. And don't forget, we've got Austria as well in the team. So
Of course.
yeah, we've got Team Austria as well. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Like I said, I hope half of them can get out of the groups, if not all of them. But we'll wait and see. You know, I don't want to count chickens, and I've never disrespect other players. Like I said, with Sweden's group, Spain are great, formidable. Gibraltar have been together for years too. Great kids, massive talent. You know what I mean? Great futures, and they're actually really good friends of mine. So I'm a little bit gutted that one of my lads are going to have to play them, because I always support them if Gibraltar, that is, if my lads aren't playing.
Yeah, they're both really good young lads, Justin and Craig are. Austria, you mentioned obviously Rowby-John and Mentor. They've known each other for a long, long time. I remember seeing the photo last year of Roby when he was, I think, 10, 11 years old, maybe even younger with Mentor when he was young in his career. They've got a great bond, and that's going to be, I'm sure, a big part of their success if they have it.
100%. You've hit the nail on the head there. It's all about the bond. So, like, with Jeffrey and Oscar, they're very good friends. They play together a lot. You know what I mean? So they're good. Going back in the day, Kim and Ronnie, what a bond they had. Nobody expected them to get to a final, but they did. You know what I mean? And then ran into Phil and Adrian. But a bond goes a long way. And like you said, Mensah and Roby have got a fantastic bond. I think they're best of friends off the board as well as on the board, you know? So, yeah, high hopes for them as well.
We had the last set of development tours over the weekend as well. I know you've got a young lad in the name of Ryan Branley who's been making some real steps in the JDC system, and now he's obviously reached the age where he can play on the development tour as well. He's already smashing things up in the northeast, and I'm expecting him to see him do some big things on that development tour, and I'm sure you are too.
So the first time I met him, I went to the JDC in Coventry, and he won back to back there on the Sunday. Won both tournaments. Lovely lad, quiet. A bit in the, I'm told, he's a bit in the Callan Ridge mould. He practices a lot with Chris Dobie, and like last night I was with Dobie and we was talking about him. Dobie was watching his results as well. I know he's like done a job on Ryan Joyce a couple of times, which I love, you know what I mean? Joking apart, love Ryan. But all those Geordie boys, all the boys from the North East, there's so much talent, you know what I mean? And Ryan just turned 16, first development tour, like you said. And straight away, he's earned 875 quid. He's already put himself in the Worlds. You know, he's only played one weekend and he's in the Worlds. And there's young kids that go there and get nowhere. Yeah, so I'm really happy with his progress. And I think the future's bright for us. We've also got another 17-year-old Jensen Walker, who was captain of England, and now he's the coach of England now, and he's 17 years old. But he has got a really old head on young shoulders. And again, one of the nicest kids you could ever want to meet. And I'm so happy that they chose to join our team and chose to be with us. And I'm really looking forward to the future with them.
Yeah, I know you say you've got those two young talents there, but I'm sure when you went to that JDC weekend in Coventry, the talent is through the roof now. I've seen it firsthand with the JDC. There's so many talented youngsters coming through, and I think since we saw Luke Littler at the World Championship, it's just been twofold. There's been more and more youngsters wanting to take up the game, and those youngsters that were already involved practicing more to try and reach the heights that we're seeing from the likes of Littler and a few other players.
Well, Josh, we've also signed Lennon Wolf. He's like 10, 11 years old. You know what I mean? He's smashing 180s for fun, finding his local league, winning games for fun. You know what I mean? Playing Super League. And he's so young. And again, you don't know what he's going to be when he's older yet, because obviously they grow and things happen.
I know you've got a lot of young talent in the team. You mentioned a couple of names there in Ryan and Jensen, but there's more talent in the team coming through, isn't there, Mac?
Yeah, we've got young Lennon Wolf, who's like 10, 11 years old. And he's smashing 180s for fun. He's hit over 500 180s. I mean, he's got the pizza right mohawk as well, so everyone knows what he looks like when they see him. They know who he is. He's playing local league, winning that. He's playing Super League, winning games in that. It's just fantastic talent, and I mean, there's more young kids around at that JDC. I've seen a lot of young kids there. When I say young, they don't even look like they can hold a dart, let alone throw a dart. And they're just hitting scores for fun, and it's so good to see.
I know the team's in a really good place at the moment. You've got a lot of young talent coming through, and you've got a couple of wires heads that are probably there now. I mean, what's the dynamic of the team like these days?
So I always base my team on a family-orientated motive. I want everyone to be together. If we're at a tournament, I like to sort of go out together and eat together. And I'm quite military in what I do. So we have a minibus. I've got my minibus, and I say to the lads, we're leaving at 9 o'clock. So that doesn't mean 1 minute past 9. It means we're leaving at 9 o'clock. So if you want to get on that minibus, you're down at 5 to 9 or 10 to 9. And a couple of players have missed the bus and thought I'd go back, and I haven't, and they've learned. And I know it's a little bit over the top, but I just think discipline with the younger lads especially, like, feeds onto things. They learn things. And like now, it's great. We've got honestly, we've got such a good bonds, all the lads, even like with Damo and Keegan Brown join us, you know what I mean? Just because of the bond we've got. And they're not my players, but they're just part of the family, if you know what I mean? Well, Damon may as well be, because him and Megan, we're together all the time. Like, even at home, I'll go to their house and have food, and that he'll come down and go to the cricket with me. He's coming to the football. I've talked to him into coming to the football tomorrow night, and I'm going to make him wear an England top. So look for the photos.
There's absolutely no chance of you getting that done. No chance at all.
Right, trust me, mate. Trust me. Trust me. I will get him to wear an England top, and I will get a photo with him.
Well, we'll leave it there, mate. And yeah, if we do manage to get that photo, I'll insert it into the video so we've got proof of that forever on the internet.
Brilliant, definitely, mate.
I appreciate your time, Mac, and best of luck to all the lads coming up in the World Cup. And I'll catch up with a couple of them before and hopefully a couple of them afterwards. So cheers for your time, mate.
Josh, thanks, mate, and keep up the good work, pal.